Hello, my name is Barbara. Welcome to Art and Soul Insider Creation Time. So this is our time to actually create a piece of artwork, but also to learn a new supply that you might not have seen before. Then I introduce a guided meditation to relax and to get you into the mood of creating a piece of art. And then after the piece of art, we choose an oracle card, which kind of gives us a little guidance for the rest of the week. So if that interests you, hang on. We're going to have a great time today. What you see in front of you is a whole bunch of beautiful colors. What I've done is for this supply, I've actually, with the bigger ones, I've put them into warm and cool colors, just to make it a little easier for me to grab one. And then for the smaller ones, I just grouped them together. Now, what are these? These are acrylic pens or markers. So just like acrylic paint that we paint with, these you can paint with. And when I put it in quotes, I don't mean that, you can paint with them, but it's just like using a marker or a pen. It's just that easy and that simple. So if you feel more comfortable with, kind of using like a marker type of thing to paint with, then this is your perfect option. Now, there's some amazing ones out here. I've got some really good economical price ones. The ones that I'm dreaming of getting are Posca, Posca. They are amazing. But right now I have these ones. I got these from Amazon. Yes, it was Amazon. Artistro. And these are these ones. Okay? So these are, you have to shake them. See how the paint is displaced with the binder? So you have to really shake them really, really well to get them activated. Press them down a couple of times and then you go. But it has a very small tip. You see that? So it's more like pen, using a pen. So I love these for their convenience and how small they are. One thing I don't like about these is you have to shake them. Okay? These ones are more like markers. They're a little bit thicker. It's that one I'm looking for. See? A little bit thicker. It still kind of has a brush tip, but these are called Ganya. I got these from Temu, which is it's an economical online store that you can buy almost anything. And it's Temu. I really enjoy these ones. These are actually called Ganya, okay? And acrylic marker. And more ink capacity and good coverage, and they're water resistant. So it really sums it up. 36 colors for multi-surface. So you can paint on paper, you can paint on canvas, you can paint on rocks, you can paint on metal. I mean, it just goes on. So that's what's wonderful about these ones. Also, what I like about these ones, as I mentioned before, what I didn't like about the other ones, what I love about these ones is that I don't have to shake. It's just automatically, I just go and I start painting. So that is wonderful with these ones. I also have another brand. It is Artex, okay? And this is acrylic marker set, but it's actually just a set with black, white, and silver and gold. So that's kind of a nice option to have. Sometimes for outlining or doing things like that, you want a little bit extra of black. Now these are, as I'm trying to get one out, these ones are very much like the other ones where it's just open them up and go. So yeah, so that is today's supply. They're wonderful. They're wonderful for their convenience. They're wonderful for how you can just paint, and you don't have to worry about mixing colors or anything. You can just use them straight, and there you go. So I hope that's inspired you to maybe find a new supply that you might like, because I know I sure love these. So for the guided meditation, I've got a little piece of artwork in case you don't want to close your eyes, but you want to maybe gaze at the screen. So this is just a little collage, fun little collage piece that I did. Really enjoy it. If you'd like to see it, me to create this piece, please let me know in the comments, and I'd be glad to do that for you. Also, please like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. That way people get to learn more about it because it'll go to greater number of people. So with that, I thank you for your like and subscribe, and I thank you so very much for being here. So on to our guided meditation. So get in a comfortable position. Take a moment and find your comfortable position. You don't need to be in a particular posture. You can be sitting, standing, or even lying down. The most important thing is you feel alert and relaxed. Make sure you have some openness in the front of your body. You can roll your shoulders up and back, or if you're lying down, just allow your shoulders to really relax into the floor. You want to have some uprightness or length in your spine without being rigid or stiff. And you want to invite a softness into the face, the jaw, the shoulders, and the belly. This balanced posture of being both relaxed and alert, being both soft and open, is the beginning of our embodied awareness. Notice how the body is feeling in this moment. You don't need to change anything about the mind, your thoughts, the heart, your emotions, the body, or any sensations. Just simply allow what's happening to be in your awareness. How does your body feel right now? Feel what's going on physically or mentally. What sensations are you experiencing? Where may there be tightness or tension in the body? And where is there an ease or relaxation? Just notice what's here. As you continue to settle into this embodied awareness, you can close your eyes if you'd like, or keep them open as you continue to rest your awareness on your body. Just notice what's present and allow what's happening. Maybe there are thoughts or emotions coming up. Just let everything be here. Now I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, you can even make a sign sound. So somewhat like this. Breathe in, hold, exhale. Release any tension in the body as you breathe in and breathe out. Do this a few times on your own as you breathe in and out, opening the front of your body as you breathe out, really softening and relaxing. So breathe in, open the front of the body, and breathe out, softening and relaxing. Don't forget to sigh. So breathe in, breathe out, sigh. And do that again. Allow the breath to come to its natural rhythm, and just take a moment in silence to notice your bodily sensations. You don't have to think about the body, but really feel any sensations or vibrations. Now see if you can feel the contact of what's supporting your body right now. It could be a chair, a cushion, a bed, or the floor or ground beneath you. Just really sense into your feet or seat, allowing yourself to feel grounded. Continuing to sense the connection with what's underneath you, bring an awareness to the pressure or the weight of the body. What is that sensation like? Even now, thoughts or concerns might be coming up, and this isn't a problem. The mind thinks about the past or the future and comments on the present. That's what it does often. But the body is always in the present moment. And if thinking happens, just allow your awareness to rest back into an awareness of the body. Now bring your awareness to the breath as it flows in and out of your body. You might want to take 1 or 2 deep breaths in and out through the nose to connect you to this process that's always happening, whether we pay attention to it or not. You can notice the belly rising and falling as you breathe in and out. And if you're having trouble connecting to this sensation, you can place 1 or both hands over your belly button to feel the belly rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. If the breath is hard for you to follow, you can rest your awareness on the body's contact with what's underneath you or on any part of the body that brings you a sense of ease, of connection. If you're staying with the breath, continue to notice the inhale and the exhale. Embodied awareness is a way for us to stay with our experience by using the body, the breath, or any sensory experience as a way to connect with the present moment. Not by pushing away thoughts or emotions, but by allowing the body to be the ground for our awareness. Just take a moment in silence and rest in this embodied awareness. As we end this meditation, take a moment to express gratitude towards yourself for taking the time to cultivate this practice. And know that in any moment, you can reconnect to the body, the breath, and the sense of groundedness as a way to create spaciousness, ease, and rootedness. You can open your eyes now and begin to move your hands and feet. Let yourself reconnect to your surroundings as we finish this meditation. My favorite part of this meditation, I think, is when the whole idea is that the body is always in the present moment. Like our thoughts and our concerns, we can be thinking of the past, we can be thinking of the future, but our body is always here, right now, in the present. And to me, that gives me such a sense of groundedness, knowing that I'm here right now. My body is. And just to be able to connect with this body at this time really gives a sense of serenity to me. It gives me a sense of groundedness. It really helps. So I hope you enjoyed that meditation, the embodied awareness. I know it helped me just reading it. So, So now that we're relaxed, let's go and start to paint. Okay, here we are ready to go. Now, I've got a whole bunch of supplies in front of me. I've got the paper. This is hot press paper. I'm going to try that out with this. And this is cold press paper. This is watercolor paper, but I can use it for good old painting with acrylics, and so I'm going to. I've got my brushes. I've got a sponge. I've got things to create textures with, which I might or might not use. I've got these stencils. Again, might or might not use. Again, things I kind of go by what I feel. So, and then I've got a whole bunch of different colors of Liquitex paint. So, yeah, and then I've got my lovely, lovely acrylic markers. So with that, let's get going. This is 300 GM squared, which is, I think, about 140 pound paper. So I've got different types of paintbrushes, just pretty basic, okay? Two are flats and one is a filbert. I'm going to start with the background of blue, a mixture of blues. So I've got my table's really covered with stuff. I'm pretty full here. So I've got those two colors, and then my other one I think I'm going to do with two different types of yellows. So it's going to be a cadmium yellow medium hue and a primary yellow. I'm not sure what this color is in regular, painting hues. Yeah, not too sure. For some reason, Liquitex wanted to call it primary yellow, which it doesn't really help if you're trying to color match it with another brand. So, yeah. So I'm just taking a little bit. I'm going to start with the yellow first. Okay. Again, I am kind of painting a bunch of different colors. I might actually need more. I didn't judge it very well. Trying to cover everything. What's nice about using watercolor paper in a pad is that it is all it's all sealed down for you. You don't have to worry about it. Now here I've got the two different colors, and you can't tell by looking at it with your eyes. So much for that. I thought there would be a greater contrast, but I guess there isn't. But I'm not too concerned. I'm getting a nice kind of yellowed background with this. Oh, I can see a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you can't. Sorry about that if you can't. Now that I'm looking at it, I can see. Trying to make sure every bit of white is covered up. There we go. Clean off my brush. I'm going to let that dry. Either get a rag or a paper towel. If you're more consciously aware of the environment, please use a rag. I still have a little bit of yellow in here, so clean it off. So with that, now I'm going to go with the blue. With the blues, you're going to be able to see a big difference between the two. Yellow is the brightest and lightest color, so that's why it's a little harder to see. So if I get a little bit yellow from my paintbrush in here, I'm okay with that too. One thing that I have to be wary of when I'm working on a pad is that sometimes when I take them off, there's a possibility of it ripping, which I don't like. You know, you spend your time working on a piece. So what I try and do is work a little bit more in. Therefore, if I, you know, if it does rip, okay, say perchance, then what I do is I just basically cut inside. So I need a drier brush. So I'm just going to just kind of dry brush that in a little bit. It's not worried if it's a little if it's a little harder edge. I'm okay with that. There we go. Am I getting up? Oh, I have to be careful when I get so involved in my painting that sometimes I don't realize if I'm in frame or not. Have you ever happened to you where you just, you know, you're so involved with your painting that, you know, you lose track of time? I know that happens to me a lot. That is, that's called the moment of Zen type of thing. So, oh, a little too dry there with the paint. Oh well. There we go. Just a little mixture of colors like that. Just a little bit of fun. There we go. There. A little bit of fun. Wash these off. Now I've got my background all set and my fingers all painted, so we're off to a good start. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually draw on here I'm just thinking 8 thoughts at the same time. I'm going to draw on here what should I do? I'm just really thinking. I'm going to go with different colors of paints. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so this is going to be really bright, this one, but this yellow might not show. This is Naples yellow hue. There. Probably will need more. And then I'm going to be using rose pink, or rose. And I'm going to be using light blue violet. brilliant yellow green. So these are the colors I'm going to be using. Okay, now the yellow might not show up that great, but we'll just give it a try. Now I'm going to take a thinner brush and actually do kind of a heart shape on here. Remember, I'm going to go a little bit in, just in case we need to trim, remember, because of the ripping of the paper. So sure changes the color, doesn't it? It looks almost like a beige when it's put against this yellow, even though it is a yellow as such. So I'm just kind of increasing the exterior by just doing some stippling, which is basically taking your brush and bouncing it up and down on the canvas or the paper. I'm kind of doing a flat brush stipple, which I mean I'm pressing my brush down instead of using the tip of it. You see? So I'm getting the paint on it as such. And I'm not too concerned that, see how it's a little lopsided? No problem. Nothing. That is no problem. There. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a thinner brush, or smaller brush, I mean. This is a 4 flat, and I'm going to do some stippling. Now I don't want to put the green beside it because green and pink, which is green and red, is actually complementary colors on the color wheel. And we'll turn it brown. We don't want brown. We want this to be bright. So I'm going to go and put it right beside the violet. And lightly do some light stuff on the outside here. A little bit of green, not a whole lot, just so you can see the peeking of the yellow underneath. Ba-da-da-da-da. So let's leave that one to dry and let's start on this one. So what colors were I wanting to do with this one? I'm going to make some green. So I'm going to use some of this blue. I got the blue already out. I'm going to use this primary yellow. I already have that out. So I mix the primary yellow with the blue that I had. The blue was, I think it was cobalt, was it? What did it say? Cyan. Cyan. Whoops, sorry. Cyan. Makes a beautiful green here. And I want some more yellow. So I use the primary yellow, so I'll use that as well. And I'm going to mix. I got my dirty brush in there, but I'm going to mix it, and so it's going to be a nice brighter yellow. You see that? It's more of a lemon yellow. This time I'm going to try a sponge, but before I try the sponge, I want my thin brush here, so clean it off, and I'm wanting to draw my heart in here. Oops, a little off center, but that's okay. Made this one a little bit bigger. I like this technique much better, much softer. So it just shows the two different techniques. You have two different looks. This one's a little tricky because you have to put it where, make sure you're in the right spot. I'm gonna maybe, I kind of like this with this, so I'm thinking of maybe coming over with the pink on there. There. So now, I'm wanting a little bit more yellow here. I'm gonna bring a little yellow, so I'm just gonna dab some up here. Need a little bit more yellow. And I think I want some more yellow here. Just a little bit lighter there. See how it's a little deeper over in this side, and then a little lighter on this side. Yeah, I like that. Like that, like that, like that. You know, one thing I forgot some white. I'm wanting some white, so give me a moment. There we go. So I've got titanium white here. Sorry, my squeaky chair. Just wanting a little lightness. See if it works. Just a little bit. So what I do is I dabbed it into, I'm going to show you here. I dab into my white, and then I take some excess off first, okay? Instead of getting a big blob on the area. That was a little bit too strong. I'm going to wipe it off somewhat and go like this. There we go. A little bit on the side too. I want a little bit more yellow on the bottom here. Now for this one, what do I want? I could try a little bit of white in here too. I'm going to do it over here. My intuition said over here, so let's do over here. There we go. There. Okay, so now it's relatively dry. because this was very dry in the fact the way that I applied it. I'm going to stick that brush. Stick your brushes whenever you can't wash them right away. Stick them in water. And then what I do is I just take a paper towel or a rag and take the excess paint off, and just kind of leave them there to dry. So it's important to take off the excess paint, and it's important not to leave your paint brushes in the water for an extended point of time, because what that does is it actually affects the bristles right here, and the bristles will start coming out. So we don't want that. We don't want, I mean, these are economical brushes, but at the same time, I still treat them with respect. And they last longer. And, you know, with money being the way it is right now and people watching their pennies, I'd say just be good to your brushes, be good to your supplies, and you'll just have a longer use out of them, which is what we're looking for, aren't we? We're wanting our materials to work the best they possibly can in the way that they possibly can. Now, I see some of that with, I'm double thinking myself. I'm not done. I'm thinking I need some white here to balance that off. So that is what I'm going to do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take black paint. I'm wondering if I'm going to use my, I'm not sure if I want to use my pens. The reason why is I'm not sure is if I haven't tested if they can bleed or they dry. They dry pretty quick. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to didn't finish that sentence because I ran away to get my black paint. I thought I had all my supplies, but I was like, no, I'm looking at it and I want my black paint. Okay, so just a touch. You don't need much with black. Okay, and what we're going to do is outline these hearts. I'm kind of smudging along here, the edge, because everything else is kind of smudgy. So we're wanting this to be kind of smudgy too. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this brush and I'm making my line. And then what I do is I take this dry brush and I kind of follow along with it, kind of expanding it so it's a little fuzzier on the edge. You see that? So this is the dry brush. This is the paint. This is the wet with paint brush. So work in little sections. There we go. Taking the brush, the dry brush now, and smudging it out. I made a mistake and smudged inside there, but oh well. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same with the other side. There's times where you get in the middle of a drawing or a painting where, as an artist, you go, I hate this. I really don't like this. Don't worry when you get in that spot. I mean, sometimes when I get in that spot, because the reason I say don't worry is because it happens to everyone. So don't worry about it. Just either, number one, take a break from it. Because sometimes when you get too frustrated, what happens is you put that frustration in your work and it doesn't work out. Another way is to keep going, to keep painting, but give yourself going like more, don't be hard on yourself, right? Don't be hard on yourself. So just be gentle and just take it as it goes. Because what happens is when we get frustrated with the work and we're painting, well, that's just going to turn on the work itself, and that's just not good. Okay? You want to be able to be gentle with yourself, gentle with the work, and continue on. But again, like I said, if you are too frustrated with it, please walk away. Now, does every piece of artwork turn out? No. Guaranteed, you will have works that will not work out at all, that you will just go, okay, I tried, but that's about it. Nothing else happened here. It's okay. It's okay when that happens too. That is part of the learning process. And I always go back to children. Have you ever seen when a child's frustrated with something or playing? Okay. They can be frustrated with something for a bit, but a lot of times, on the majority of time, when they're playing with something, they just keep going. They just go, okay, that didn't work out the way I wanted to do. Let's try again. It's like riding a bike, right? Did you get it the first time? No. Did you get it the second time? No. You have to just keep going and just, have the encouragement that your parent or whoever had with you, and just go from there, right? It's just being gentle with yourself is the most important thing. So now I'm going to be testing these out because I'm not sure which is my thickest type of pen. Okay, I'm going to be outlining these with black and white, but I'm going to be doing dots as well. I'm wondering where to begin. I'm going to go with the dots. I'm going to leave the markers till the end. So how do we make dots? Well, I always use the back of my paintbrush. So you get the bigger ones, and they've got the bigger dots, and you can see this one's been used. And then, you see, you get bigger dots. So I'm just going to be mixing my colors again, taking my pinks. I'm going to make some bigger. Okay. Okay, take my paper towel or my rag and do that. I'm going to take my purple now. Now there are ones that make perfect circles, okay? They are called, I call them dotting styluses, and actually a lot of nail stylists use them. So those women who do nails, some of the detailing that they use is actually a dotting stylus. And I just think it's really cool that it's kind of being mixed with not only artwork, okay, but you've got also amazing nail artists do some work with the pieces, with those dotting supplies. Well, I will show you them coming up in a project coming up. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I am going to do some with it. So then I'm going to do some white as well, just little tiny dots if I can. I can also use the the markers to do that. My hands are shaking, so maybe I will use the other ones. Okay, so let's try some yellow. Oh, I need more yellow. Okay. Oops, too much. Oh well. So let's see. Oh, this is pretty small, this one. Oops, it's watering down because I took it just out of the water. This is one of the ones I was doing for the black. Doesn't the dots really just add to it? It's just a little extra oomph to it. I don't know if it's not as gradient as I'd like, but it's the way it is. We're going to make it work. Let's put a dot on it. There. Okay, so now let's go over to this guy. So we have blues, we have the greens and the white. So get that blue there. Need more of that and need more of this blue. Actually, I might be able to. It's pretty close to the green. That's why I'm kind of going, I don't know. But we'll work it out. We'll work it out. There we go. It's pretty scratchy. I need more paint. I was trying to, it's good to use up all that you can, but sometimes you just need more paint. So I'm going in here. So it's important to, I'm just thinking about encouraging you to do more artwork. And how can you do that? Well, a good way is to have a place set up for you, if you can. So, or have a, what's it called? A Rubbermaid thing filled, or a Tupperware thing filled with your supplies that you can just take out and then start playing. Say if you don't have enough space. So doing it that way, having everything kind of contained, will really make a difference. And, I encourage you to think like that, to think, how can I get more time to create? So what can you do? So what can you do? Well, again, as I mentioned, having a space that you have for yourself, or again, a place that you can put the things away in a container and just bring out, and it's really easy for you to do that. That will help. So think about that. Can you do that for yourself? And then can you tell people to respect that spot, that's yours? Sometimes it's hard, with things like that, but it's a good idea is if you can find that space and find that time just for you. Because studies have shown that art and expressing yourself through art can make a world of difference to your mental health. They have actually shown that it actually has helped people with depression to come out of depression and to deal with their anxiety. So say you don't get depressed, but are a highly anxious person. Art can help. So, could it be that you could have a little sketchbook or something in your purse if you have a purse? Just something and then you can have some pencil crayons in there. I know it's an extra weight to your purse, but at the same time, if it can help you, let's do it, right? And then any time that you find yourself anxious or feeling a little down, if you're able to, bring out the work, bring out the supplies, and handle it that way. One way to make a difference with yourself, say you can't do it because you're working or whatever, which is absolutely very, very important that you don't lose your job. We don't want to do that. But that you can set up a time at night. And it doesn't have to be like how we are right now. Today we're doing it's pretty lengthy, but you don't have to do it that way. You can do it really nice and like 5-10 minutes. You can do things in 5-10 minutes. You can do a start of something. Something like this you can do in sections. You don't have to do the whole thing at once, right? You can just do, okay, I'm going to do the background today. Okay, that's step 1. Okay, step 2 is doing the colors around the heart. Okay, so you do that. Step 4. Or am I 3? I forget. But, you do it like that. You take your time and you work it that way. Well, I don't have that much dark green here. So yeah, it's just a matter of doing it step by step if you don't have a block of time. And not many people do. I mean, if you are able to get this amount of time, good for you. But a lot of times people can't, right? So, because of kids and you've got this to do and that to do, and time is precious. But your time for yourself is precious as well. So it's very important that you take that time to help yourself. When I was going through my toughest times, I made, and I was a workaholic too. As a teacher, I had very workaholic tendencies. I really went overboard. Now that I look back, hindsight is golden. But at that time, that's all I knew, and was to work that hard and to work in that way. But what I did is I took every Sunday in the afternoon, I knew it was my time to create art. And I did that for myself. I didn't know it was health benefits, to be honest. I knew it was just a good way that I did something for myself that I enjoyed. That's what it was. And so, that's how sometimes we have to look at it. What's good for you? What can you do to take care of yourself? And then do that. You don't have to take hours to do it. I mean, if you want to, you can. And if you have the possibility, go ahead and do it. And I'm happy for you. But a lot of times we don't. So it's just a matter of taking that time that we have for ourselves to do things like this. Oopsie. My paint has dried out with some of my greens here, so I have to be a little scrape city. Try and get some of the goobs out. There we go. White's going to be very powerful in this one because it's not as light as this other stuff, but it's still there. So I'm going to be using it. Okay, so with that, now what I'm going to do is, let's see. I'm really going to need to blow dry this, I think, because if I'm wanting to do pen marks and I want to don't want to ruin my pen in case I go over any of these lovely blobs. So I will be back shortly. So we're back. Blow dried and everything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check. I want to make sure that I can get a nice fine line. Yeah, looks like I can get nice lines. Right. Okay. So I wanted to do a marker, a thin paint one, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure I want to shake forever on this. So, and sometimes it doesn't go as smoothly as I want it to. But we're going to give it a try. Because I want a nice, kind of more like pen line. This is a little thicker. But we'll see. We'll see what it comes up to. I got to press down to activate it. And I keep pressing down to get the ink flowing, or the paint flowing. And then it's a little thinner. So oh, you see, this is the rough paper. See how it kind of catches and pulls? So I've got to go more of a gentle. That's interesting. It's sprayed there, you see? I don't know if you can see that distance, but see, it's a little splattered right there because I pulled and it was with the pen. Interesting. Learned something new today. Now, before I would have been really upset and would have gone, okay, that kind of ruined the work. This way, I'm kind of going, okay, I learned something new. Am I happy that happened? Absolutely not. Do I think, there's something I can learn? Yes. So let's try with the white now. And while this is shaking, it'll be really fast probably for you when I put it fast forward, speed it up. But it'll give time for the black to dry too. So the smoother paper, the hot press paper, watercolor paper, is much better to use with these wonderful pens. There, I just want more white to show through because it was coming with the paint and a little bit of the purple. It was feeding off of. There we go. So now that doesn't really show up that well. So what I want to do is maybe outline it. So outlining it is a good thing. Let's try this. And we've got the black going anyway, so it works really well, right? Perfect. There we go. And let's do Joy over here. Take your time. No rush. There we go. There's our pieces. Done. So hopefully you like them. I'm going to take them off in the next thing that you'll see. It'll be all clear and we'll just have the final pieces here. Oh, one thing I forgot. Yeah, I should have actually done. Oops. There we go. Is I wanted to do little dots on some of these guys too. There, just a bit, just a little extra. Now we're done. There we go. Okay, so now we have the Oracle. So it's the Prisma Oracle. It is a beautiful card deck that is just full of colors. Like it's all about colors, okay? That's why it's called the Prism Oracle. Now, I'm going to be shuffling this, and it will be for whoever needs this message, or it could be for the group of us, right? Whoever and everyone that's watching this, it could be for everyone, or it could be for, well, you. So with that, I'm going to pick a card and we'll go from there. Whoopsie. Oh, it's that card, I guess. That card fell through. Oh, peace. Interesting. I saw that one when I was shuffling, so I find that very interesting. Now, what color is that? Not green, not blue, not purple, not pink. Oh, I think is it this one? Yep. So it's white. It's considered white. Viewed one way, white may seem like an absence of color, but white light is actually all colors blended together. It can be seen as calming, or when perceived as absence, nothingness, and emptiness. Too much white can seem too cold and sterile. White is often associated with peace, and it's also used to symbolize surrender. In India, white is often worn in funeral services, and in China, it's considered a color of mourning. In addition, the color white is sometimes used to help find clarity in magical workings and spellcraft. So we got the card Peace. So the peace, here it is. When shining light through a prism, all the colors are revealed in a rainbow. White light is the combination of every color within the visible spectrum working harmoniously together. When this card is drawn, it is an invitation to bring a sense of peace into your life. This may come to you after a period of turmoil as a sign of healing, or you may find it when the mind is quieted during a simple meditation, or when you're taking a moment to just stop and reflect. Open up your heart and let peace come to you. Accept this gentle offering of healing and stillness. That's so beautiful. Yeah, so, and you did take that little moment today, didn't you? So, it was wonderful. So thank you so much for coming today and just spending the time nurturing yourself and having a little bit of fun. I hope you loved the project we did and the guided meditation and even the oracle card at the end mentioning peace. Peace for ourselves. That's so important. So thank you. And again, art heals, and more art, less stress is what I believe. So please come again and tell everyone, like and subscribe. I really do believe that this can add joy to people's lives. So let's do that. Have a wonderful